So in front of you, you were looking at a 2025 Forest River Wildwood travel trailer. Why am I showing you this? Well, because this unit is under $30,000, and if you're buying an RV for $30,000, if that's your budget, this is kind of what you can expect to get on the highest end and the largest floor plan. And what I mean by that is you can get a smaller unit that might be a little bit fancier, might have a different type of sidewall material, might have a few upgraded appliances and things like that. But you're going to be hard pressed to find an RV with the amenities and the size of unit that this one is for under 30 grand. And this one's under 30 grand. So the whole point of this video is to show you what you get for that price and if you'd be willing to pay that price for what you get. Hang tight, I'll be right back. So we're at Ron Hoover RV Marine in Corpus Christi, Texas, and as we scout out different floor plans, I'm trying to show you what you get for certain price ranges, and this one happens to be the $30,000 price range. So this is the sale price, by the way, as well. So it actually costs more than that, about 40 grand, but after discounts in the sale, it's like 29,000 and change. So let's look at the numbers. This has a gross vehicle weight rating of 9,710 pounds, so it's relatively heavy. It has a cargo capacity of 2,062 pounds, very practical cargo capacity for a trailer this size. It has a dry weight of 7,610 pounds, and it is 36 feet 2 inches long. So this is a very, very long travel trailer, and it's kind of heavy too, approaching 10,000 pounds when fully loaded. For me, I wouldn't put this thing behind anything smaller than a 3/4 ton truck. And even if you get a 3/4 ton truck, make sure that you're gonna have the cargo capacity to be able to handle the tongue weight, which will transfer over. When everything's said and done, you're probably gonna be transferring in the area of about 1,500 pounds to the back of your vehicle. So you wanna be sure when you take the 1,500 pounds from the RV fully loaded and your family and all the stuff that's going in the truck, that you still have some cargo capacity remaining. So as we come around, I'm gonna pop open your outside storage here. They give you a cool little basket up here. You can see that this is a wood framed unit. And above there, you see that cool little, looks like a pump. That is actually for the bed inside, which is the VersaTilt bed, which is an adjustable bed, which is pretty cool. This is a pretty large pass-through storage as well. And you can see most of the lumber that's under here is gonna be 2x6 lumber or 2x4 lumber. So this is all really structural stuff. And this is a stick and tin unit, which means it's a wood frame with an aluminum sidewall on it. But what's really nice about these, and this is something that a lot of people can appreciate, is the repairability if you damage it, because this is siding. It's not any more difficult than repairing it on your home, other than the fact you might have to remove things that are on top of it, like your awnings or your windows or this cool blade lighting that they put on here, because now they're getting really big into putting these cool continuous LED blade strips of light on. And a lot of people really like that. These Wildwoods are becoming more and more appealing to a lot of folks. When we look at the running gear, Tamarack tires, these are 225/75/15, very common size, very low end tire though. Not that they're terrible, they'll probably last you, a good 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 miles, at least for me, before I would seriously consider upgrading to something better. But yeah, I mean, you're seeing lower cost tires on something like this, again, because they're trying to keep the price at a point to where they can load it with stuff on the inside to impress you. And tires are relatively cheap these days, so you could easily upgrade to higher end rubber on here for 125 bucks a tire. Does not have any type of upgraded suspension though. It's all normal stuff. It is reinforced, and I do appreciate that. So you can see how the suspension hanger here actually has the brackets to reinforce it. But this is an area that you could easily upgrade the suspension on. You could put a like an Easy Flex, you could put a Cree 3000, you could put the Road Armor suspension system on here. A lot of options because it is a traditional I-beam frame. But for the most part, most frames are going to be compatible with a lot of the suspension upgrades that are available on the market. Okay, we have electronic stabilization front and back, which is nice. Again, in this price point, this is typically where on a larger trailer you don't see stuff like that, and this is certainly a larger trailer. JBL sound system. You're gonna have a small kind of outside kitchenette area, no sink, so it's not truly a kitchen, but you have a griddle and a compact refrigerator, which a lot of people can appreciate. The best value I've seen for these isn't necessarily while we're camping, it's while we're on the road and I want to put like drinks inside of there and I want to go grab a drink or something when we're at a rest stop. It has on-demand water heater as well, which is nice. All LED lighting, and you do have a reasonable size power awning here as well, which covers probably about 60% of this side. No upgraded handle or grab bar, but it does have the MORryde step above steps on it. They put some more information here as well. So freshwater 40-gallon capacity, gray water 60-gallon, black water 30-gallon. They're becoming more reasonable with black water tanks, mainly because, to be honest with you, it takes a lot to fill up a black tank, almost any size black tank. Exterior width 96 inches, so it's 8 feet wide, 910-pound dry hitch weight. That's dry, that's not loaded. So again, once you load everything up inside of here, it's reasonable to say you could add roughly 500 pounds to that number on the back of your vehicle. Dry weight 7,728, cargo capacity almost a ton. Exterior length, again, 36 feet 2 inches, 11 feet 3 inches tall. All right, let's step inside, see what's going on. So there's a lot of cool things going on in here. Some of them you really can't see because I don't have any power in this unit right now. If I did, you would see how they have some cool lighting accents around some of the openings here, how they've radiused off a lot of this stuff like right here, and then they put an LED light strip behind it, so it adds a lot of really cool ambience that you really can't notice when the lights are off. But I don't have power to this unit at the moment. But as you can see, this is a really cool modern take on the traditional travel trailer floor plan. So instead of having just a normal sofa here, they put a cool little kind of wraparound sectional here, which is cool. Plus, they've given you storage underneath it, which is really nice. Before, you'd have to kind of lift everything up. Actually, before, you couldn't do that because this was a bed, and the bed would kind of live in that space right there. You have a spot here so you can put a table as well. And then you have more storage here at the end. You have this really cool desk area as well, and this actually slides and turns into a dinette. So you can put 2 chairs on each side, or you can use it as a really nice workstation. So let's say you are a working family and you're going on an RV trip during the week, but you know, mom or dad still needs to have their computer out, still needs to be on webinars and calls and things like that. This gives you that capability to do that, which is really nice. And then when dinner time comes around, move it to the center, and now you have a dinette. So very, very cool, very functional. Love the fact that they're putting actual blackout shades in here as well. And these kind of have that bamboo look to them, but really nice because you traditionally don't see that. And they've removed the valances and they've put actual curtain hanging rods up here, so you can change your curtains out. My wife would absolutely love that. A lot of YouTubers who remove the valances and do something similar would really appreciate that as well. And you can see they've given you a designed trim around the slide out, which looks a little bit nicer. Definitely blends into that wood natural tone that you see as well. Do not like the thermofoil countertops. Really wish they would switch to something a little bit better than that. I'm just not a big fan of thermofoil at all. You have a plastic undermount sink, a nice upgraded sprayer here as well. That is really cool. Again, something I typically wouldn't expect to see in this price range, but just so you know, 30 grand, this is what you can get if you look. You have drawers hidden back here. I don't necessarily understand the need to cover them with a cabinet in this space. I know it looks cool, but the reality is you don't really need to do that because it's just another door now you have to open to get to those drawers. 3-burner cooktop and small oven. You can easily cook a nice pie or something in there. And then this lifts up to reveal your microwave. This is more of a luxury feature to just give you a cooler feel and make you feel a little bit higher end in your RV, but I can appreciate that. I do like the fact that they have this pretty dang large window right here. And I know from a fire code perspective, they can't have a traditional blind here above the fireplace, but I'm wondering if this one could have been like a blackout shade. But that's actually pretty nice. It's a pretty good sized window. You have a 12-volt Furrion refrigerator freezer and a good sized pantry. This is actually a really nice sized pantry with an actual door. And then check this out over here. You have this huge door which covers this space, and again, I believe all of that is backlit. Not 100% sure if this part is. I do know that that is, and I do know that that one over there is, to take you into your bunk space. So you could sleep 3 additional kiddos up here pretty easily. A little sofa area down here, and you actually have a cool hatch for storage. So this can kind of double as maybe a small toy hauler. If you have bikes and things like that that you're taking with you, you can load them from the outside, and that's actually a good sized door. It comes up about 4 feet. You have some basket storage under there as well, breakers and fuses in there. This is a really cool floor plan. Then you have a really nice high gloss kind of mirrored finish to the panoramic fireplace. You have your TV in place, and then a faux wall to it that gives you kind of that bamboo look as well. Plus you have a spot to hang your coats. Ducted air conditioning, a JBL sound system in here as well. 2 ACs that I can see so far, so that's really nice. And I don't know if there's a third one in the bedroom, but there probably isn't. If there is, I'd be really surprised. Nope, no AC, but it's all ducted, and honestly 2 ACs should be pretty good for this size of unit. Stepping into the pretty dang good sized bathroom, to be honest. Is it a porcelain toilet? It is not a porcelain toilet. It's a Dometic plastic toilet. And you also get the radius look to the mirror there, which looks really nice actually, and it is backlit, which is awesome. More thermofoil in here, plastic sink, which kind of takes away from it a little bit. But again, we're talking about a price point here. Cornered shower. It's actually a pretty good size cornered shower, and it looks really nice. And that feels like real glass. Cool little spot here. You can put small towels or different things in here if you need to. And you got some more storage down there as well. But that's a good sized bathroom, and it's a luxurious feeling bathroom. It doesn't feel like a super cramped RV bathroom like the first RV we had that had a super tiny bathroom in it. But that is really nice. And ours was the same length, by the way. You have the master bedroom here, which is again on this cool VersaTilt system. You can see right here how you can tilt it up, but then they also curve the ends right here, or cut the ends off, so it's easier to walk around to get on and off, which is really nice. This is how you change your VersaTilt system right there. You have some closet space in here also. You have more storage above the bed. You have some end table storage right there, as well as a lot of it right here. Easily could fit a CPAP machine or something back there if you need to. More closet storage, and a huge window. This is a really, really large window with a really nice blackout shade. You can see how dark it gets in here just by closing that shade. Yeah, it's a relatively small bedroom for sure, but it's very functional, and it gives you a lot of space back over there, considering you only come in here to sleep for the most part. Okay, we have both of our thermostats here for both of the AC units as well, and you also have more blade lighting up here. Again, something you can't see because I don't have power on in this unit, but if I did, these light strips would all be on, and they look fantastic. They really do. They make the inside of the unit glow. If you've seen other RVs that have the batten strip lighting, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They look great. But yeah, I'd love to know, what's your opinion? At under $30,000, is this something you could see you and your family enjoying? Considering what you get, the size, the sleeping accommodations, and some of the luxury amenities, I feel as if this is a heck of a value for that price. When we bought our first Forest River Vibe, it was 36 feet long, it was a bunkhouse. We paid right at $30,000 for it, and it was nowhere near as well equipped as this. And I would argue to say that the quality of that one was nowhere near as good as this. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons why you definitely want to shop around and see what you're getting and try to get the most of what you can out of the money you spend, especially if you're looking for a larger floor plan. Anyways, guys, please drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.